things are going to change around here because I got caught. I fell into the trap, and I'm going to stop before anything goes further. See, I've actually heard plenty of people talk about this trap because tons of people who do what I do fall into it. I'd call it the trap of traction. The traction trap is when views start steering your values instead of the other way around. Here's how it works in my world, and then maybe we'll talk about how it might work in yours. You set out maybe to create a certain kind of video, let's say, to explore a topic, a niche, an area of interest, and as you do, you'll notice that certain conversations gain more traction with certain viewers than others. And that traction feels like progress. It feels like growth. Maybe it literally results in numerical growth, new subscribers, new watch time, more engagement. And so you start investing more in that topic. Sure, maybe it's not exactly what you set out to explore or offer on your channel. It's still loosely connected though. Then you go deeper and deeper, and you gain more traction and more engagement from people. The subscribers, the followers, the likes, the shares, the saves, the views, they all start going up. When I started on this channel, I was excited about 50 views on a video. And when they started getting consistently over 100, 500, a couple over 1,000, 23,000, man, it felt like progress. And the comments started piling up too, more engagement. It felt like, man, it's actually working. It's working. But what is it? Because whether or not it's working is dependent on what it is and who you wanted it to be for. A little background, this channel has gone through some shifts and changes over the last 3 years. It was initially started by a church in Ontario to share messages from Pastor Joe during the pandemic when his church couldn't meet in person. I got invited to come on board in 2022, and at first we treated it just kind of like a sermon archive. It was a place to post sermon videos that I recorded in my living room for a few people who like to watch online instead of going to church. The hope was to start developing and growing a community around that content. And in particular, I wanted to help people understand and practice the Christian faith, especially if they didn't go to church. And then in September of last year, because of all the craziness with the election here in the US and all these references that I saw Christians making to Revelation, the end times, the Antichrist, the mark of the beast, and Jezebel, people were taking things in what I viewed as a really unhelpful conspiracy theory type direction. So I thought, well, if that's what's on people's minds, I'd love to help them sort through that, at least a little bit better than what was being offered out there. And instantly, the channel gained traction. So I kept going. For the last 6 months, I've been doing a deep dive into the book of Revelation. You know, it's not helping people. It's not helping them understand and practice Christianity, but it's not what I initially intended to spend time on here at Redeemer Online. I mean, while those videos have reached a wide audience and a lot of engagement, a lot of the engagement hasn't been from folks that this channel was originally built for. And it's not a bad thing per se. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I might even continue creating those videos at a slower pace on a different channel, but I'm not gonna keep going with that here. I got caught in the trap. So where are we gonna go next? Well, here are 3 things that I'm excited to focus on with you from here on out. I'm going to start diving into the practices that will enrich your spiritual life, regardless of your church attendance. We're going to start with one of the most foundational ones, prayer. Secondly, I'm offering one-on-one spiritual coaching or discipleship for free. If you want a space to work through your spiritual questions, if you want a non-judgmental spot to gain some clarity and direction when it comes to your faith, I'm here to help. I'd be happy to meet with you one-on-one over a video call or via email, whatever you'd like to help you with that. Here's what one person recently had to say about her experience in one-on-ones with me. This has been absolutely transformative for my faith, allowing me not just to return home to an old faith made new, but also to reframe the way I view my faith and how I read the Bible. Working with Corey has given me a space to share my big questions and doubts vulnerably and rediscover the God who expands beyond and includes those doubts. His wisdom, open-mindedness, and non-judgment has allowed me to see the true Jesus shine through. So look, if that's something you'd be interested in, throw a wave emoji in the comments and we can get connected. The third thing we're doing is gathering digitally on Monday mornings for what we call Monday Morning Matins. There's no formal teaching in this gathering. It's just a time to gather together on a live stream and pray and read and reflect. It's a practice that raises our awareness to the divine significance and purpose in our lives and to support each other. If you're on the email list, you'll get a reminder of that just before we get started to join the link. And every weekday, I'm going to continue posting a short devotional to encourage you in your faith throughout the week. And as always, you can reach out by email if you're looking for support or pastoral care or prayer, or if you've got questions that you want to talk through. And listen, for some of you, you're here for the apocalyptic and end time stuff, and I get it. I'm sure it'll still come up because it is part of understanding what it means to practice the Christian faith. But for now, we're going to move on. To those of you who have stuck with me the whole way through, I'm sorry that I got caught up in the traction trap. Maybe you can understand. Sometimes it's easy to get sucked into practices or habits that don't serve your mission or goals, but do give you positive metrics and feedback. But for now, let's get back to understanding and practicing Christianity together. If that's something you're interested in and you haven't done so yet, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to stay up to date on everything that we've got going on here, hit the link in the description to join the email list. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.